Hey, where's my game? There it is. Oh, we're gonna play Tavern Talk. Hi everybody, I'm Old Man Sugarheart. Tavern Talk is, I guess, the sequel to Coffee Talk, which I heard a lot of good things about. I'm just excited to slow it down a little bit. We've been playing a lot of action. Select your pronouns. Hit me with the they, them.
Once upon a time in a world far, far away, in a realm ruled by dragons and magic. Well, actually, it was this land specifically. Not that far away. Let me start over. Once upon a time, somewhere in Gaia, not that far away, there was a tavern. My tavern. A place for anyone looking for an adventure or a quick refreshment. A place open to everybody. Even jackdaws, I suppose. But I'm not just your typical innkeeper. My drinks are infused with magic to aid ambitious adventurers on their quests. To make sure they always return victorious. Big shoes to fill, I know. Then again, what's the worst that could happen?
Hiya, Innkeep. How's it going? All fine and dandy? Can't complain. How about you, Fable? All fine and dandy? Yes, yes. All fine and dandy. I had such an exciting day. Really, really exciting. Did you go on an adventure? Even better. I took a walk around the grove. And then I replanted a mushroom that had fallen over. Then I patiently waited for it to turn into a mushroom monster. Or a mushroom mimic. Maybe a gnome. Did it? No. But I got to take another walk around the grove. How was it? Great. I got to see the same stones, the same trees. The same amaranthine hydra guarding the entrance to Avalon. The same moss. Even got to water the asters. They didn't really need it, but I was there, so... Sounds very... exciting. Who am I kidding? My life is as exciting as a roasted nut. Nuts are healthy. Very thrilling in sauces or as a snack. There are various types of nuts. Walnuts, peanuts, hazelnuts. I'm allergic. Oh. I didn't know that. Oh, no worries. I mean, I never told you. And hey, at least something would happen if I ate a nut. Not something very fun. Anaphylactic shock and all that. Does that count as an adventure? No, I think that counts as a mistake. So what you're saying is you're missing some spice. Oh, no. I have a very sensitive stomach. I don't think chilies would help me very much. Though I'm very good at growing phoenix chilies. I was talking about the spice in your life. Ah, oh, that's what you meant. Well, yes. Yes, exactly. That's it. There's no chili flakes, no garlic, no dragons. Just a lot of salt. I'm like a bland soup. So a classic case of boredom, I see. Do you know that feeling when nothing exciting is going on in your life? Like, life isn't bad, but also not particularly fun. You tried adding some zest to your soup. Huh? Drama, buzz, excitement, something fiery. Go to the theater or a gala, arrive in a hot air balloon. A hot air balloon? Don't they fly up really high? Yes, I think that's the point. Ah, I'm afraid of heights, and of people, and of actors. But apart from that, I'm trying. I tried singing. But what is singing if not telling a tale? How can I sing of things if I'd never lived through anything? What do you mean? Well, day in, day out, I live the same green soup of routines. Sure, I have my forest and I look after it, but I want to get out there and see something. Like, for example, listen to this song I started writing. I wish to be a hero, slaying mighty drakes. I wish to meet a pretty nymph, resting by the lakes. Sounds like a good song opening to me. Oh, really? You think so? Well, perhaps it has a nice flow to it. But nothing actually happens in it because all I do is sit around and wish for things to happen. I don't even know what nymphs do. I've never met one. Taxes, maybe? No, I don't think so. Would love to see it sing about the exciting, magical things I encounter. But to be honest, the most exciting thing in my life is coming to your tavern and discovering new drinks. Not a lot of songs you can write about that. I wouldn't mind a jingle. I'll think of one. Can I mention nymphs? I'd prefer if you didn't. Okay, maybe one day I'll get to offer them their own jingle. In the meantime, can I offer you a drink? Yes, I'd love a drink. The usual? Yes, please. That means a swift strike, in case you forgot. Thank you for the reminder, Fable. It's my favorite. Always makes me feel like a featherlight nymph floating on the waves of a sunny lake. Do you want to be with a nymph or be the nymph? Both? But mostly I want a swift strike. Message received. Although, I was wondering, I'm coming to your tavern for so long and I still don't know anything about how you make your drinks. Could you show me? Yeah. Really? Yes. What should I do? Do I need to put on an apron or summon a familiar? How do I summon a familiar? Just follow me. Welcome to my drink mixing nook. So this is what it looks like back here. Hello, Andu. Careful, I haven't fed him yet. Where do we start? Well, I usually start by figuring out what my patrons want. To make sure I don't forget what they ordered, I take notes in my journal. Let's have a look. Oh, you pinned my order. I did. You want to look for specifics? Check my detailed notes. I do keep a log just in case. Well, I'm not sure what was asked of me. I browsed my recipes. Can't you just freehand mix something and see what sticks? No. I like to mix and match for a more varied result, but the right balance is crucial, so I stick to my recipes. When I settled on one, I can use chalk to draw it on the board. What if you pick the wrong one? I can either erase it with a sponge or pick a different recipe. My ingredients are stored in the 5 bottles on the right. There's dexterity, intelligence, defense, strength, and charisma. I think dexterity sounds the tastiest. I had a feeling you might say that. If I mess up or want to redo my drink for any reason, I can simply feed my mistakes to Andu. Once I'm done, I ring the bell to activate the primordial vortex. Actually, I don't need to bore you with the magic details. Just try making the drink. You got this. Alright, Swift Strike. Let's draw the recipe. Ah. I thought for a second it would let me do the drawing. Okay. Guess this is dexterity. Okay, and you can see the thing on the left going up. But in general, yeah. I think I get it. Neat. Oh, it actually does teleport. Of course it does. What did you think was happening? I thought you were just very good at sleight of hand. I see. Well, give your creation a taste. It's delicious. I made that. You made that. Thank you for showing me the ropes. Thank you for your enthusiasm. These adventures you dream of, aren't you scared they'll be the end of you? Maybe. But how would I know if I never try? Do you actually want to try? Well, yeah. I want to tell great stories, but what? Never mind. Ellipses. How can I help you? A drink. For you? Right. What kind? Drinkable. Very specific, thank you. How about a spoken heart? Some charisma couldn't hurt. Sure, whatever. Let's see, I guess charisma. Yeah, it's the crown. Let's draw that out. Can I edit the settings in here? I think I need to adjust the volume just a little bit. I want master up, music down, and keep the effects a little higher. Let's see how that works out. And then some redness. And a little blue. Boop. This should be digestible, maybe even tasty. Thanks. Almost washes away the memories of that banshee haunting the... Almost washes away the memories of that banshee haunting the loathsome lagoon at night. And her bone-shattering song of sorrow. Almost. Rumor unlocked songs of bones and water. The banshee is haunting the lonesome lagoon, wailing a song that will shatter your bones. Hopefully hyperbole. Alright. The brooding type, I see. What are you thinking about, Fable? Just dreams. Yours or someone else's? Mine. Other people seem to have the courage to follow theirs. Why can't I be like that? Isn't that up to you? I wish it was. My brother says dreams are a fool's errands. That's why I'm running away from where I belong. We are rangers, Fable. We belong to the woods, like the stream that ripples down the mountain. We're the birds in the trees. We keep the balance. It's what we're meant to do. And is that what you want to do? Yes? No? Not really. I want to experience things outside the safe borders of the forest. I want to live a life so full of adventure, boredom will feel like bliss. I want to be brave and strong. And I want to sing songs about my adventures and make other people yearn for the same freedom. Of course, I can never leave the Ashen Grove behind forever. It's my home. But there's nothing wrong with going away from time to time, right? I mean, my brother looks after the Grove, and as well as my sisters. I think it'd be fine without me. And you should do what your heart desires. Will it stop aching then? I think so, yeah. What if it's wrong to leave, though? What if destiny is never meant for me to leave? What if it did? That would be a dream come true. Be your own genie, Fable. Your adventures start with you. Thank you, Innkeeper. You really are the most exciting part of my day. Ellipses. Greetings, traveler. How may I help you? You own this establishment, Innkeep? Last time I checked. With whom do I have the pleasure? The name's Carolyn. You can call me Care, or Lynn. I couldn't care less. Nice to meet you, Lynn. What can I do for you? Perhaps something to drink? You do the thing with the quest, right? So they say. Do you want one? You can have a look at my notice board. Ugh, no. No quest for me, but I may have one for you, or the notice board. Tell me more. Heard of a werewolf making trouble up in Tragarian? Terrorizing farmers, tearing sheep apart, the whole program. A werewolf? Hey, I knew there were a rumor. The Vulcan Carolyn told me about a werewolf who is roaming around Tragarian. Potential threat to villagers. Werewolf, that's news to me. Listen, me too. Didn't see one in almost a decade, and that was far south in Erove. Rumor unlocked Nomady. The Vulcan Carolyn told me... Wait. The werewolf previously has been seen in Erove, a southern town. Nomad, or do they have a goal in mind? I've been wondering if it's the same one or just moving up like a nomad. Thought the werewolf hype died along with that romance novel. Ugh, you mean the one with the vampires? I think so. I just split society into two camps. Team Werewolf or Team Vampire. Team Vampire, by the way. Which one are you, Innkeep? Oh yeah, Team Vampire. Ah, so you're into fangs, are you? And Innkeep never tells. You little rascal, I like you. Likewise. What about you? Vampires. Oh. Why? Wolves are too close to my kittens, and yeah, I'd rather stay away from them. Is that why you don't want to take care of the werewolf yourself? Yes. No. Just afraid he might look a little too much like my Uncle Dragon. Would feel bad slaying that fella. You know, hunchback, hairy, crooked teeth. Is that a werewolf or just Uncle Dragon? You can't tell. Same fate befell Aunt Olga. Sorry to hear that. Nah, the hag had it coming. Never fall behind on your grooming schedule. Before you know it, the next wannabe Van Helsing will strike you down with a silver arrow. Do the Van Helsings also hunt werewolves? Don't know. Didn't care enough to check. Either way, that southern werewolf, yeah? Right. Anything else that might help others get it done rather swiftly? Fetch. Pardon me? Should they get in a dangerous situation, they'll have to start playing fetch. That works? On any dog. Trust me. A werewolf's secret weakness is playing fetch. Apparently no dog can resist the urge to run after a stick. Good to know. Thanks, Lynn. It's not that hard. Either Carolyn, Care, or Lynn. Gotcha, Carolyn. Alright, Chief. You got a name or is it just Inkeep? Just Inkeep for now. Playing hard to get, I see. Well, Inkeep, before I venture on, you got a drink for me? Of course. What would you like? I'll take something powerful. Something with a whole lot of strength. Don't you dare give me any of that watered down muck instead. Alright. They're getting a little less clear, I see. Southern Brawler? Bloop. 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 And then some charisma for when you're punching people. A little defense for when they punch back. Drink with 0 water, as requested. Not bad. Just what I was craving, thanks. Where will you head from here? Perhaps back west, to the Ashen Grove. Through the Ashen Grove. Got some business to take care of. What kind of business? Personal business. Care to elaborate? No. But you won't stop asking until I do, will you? No. My cousin claims her crops are being stolen by undead snails. Obviously, I'm pretty sure she's hallucinating. Keep getting these rumors. But what do I actually do with them? An unusual amount of undead seem to be haunting the west. Undead snails are being accused of eating crops. This apparently poses a problem. But I did see some folks complaining about the undead uptake in the west, so might as well humor her. And make sure she hasn't turned into an undead snail herself. Something like that, yeah. It's odd, ain't it? Resurrecting the dead. Certainly unconventional. That's one way to put it. I think there's not much use digging up the past. It's just going around to open up wounds you stapled shut. Or eat your face. The past haunts everyone willing to listen. Would you mind talking like a normal person? I ain't exactly up for philosophizing. You started this conversation. And I'm ending it. Alright, well then, find any more rumors for me and aid, or need aid, don't shy away from coming back. More of a lone wolf. I don't do groups, but sure, for more work I'll be back. Character information unlocked. Carolyn is a strong and fearless beast slayer with a taste for strong drinks, big swords, and even bigger muscles. She despises small talk in any way or form, and understandably for her, keeps her distance from werewolves. Don't like being mistaken for one either. She's from Ereve, chaotic good. Neutral good over here. Neat. I'll be waiting. Speaking of rumors, you know how to turn them into proper quests, right? Don't want them to go to waste. I could use some help. Fine, I guess I've got a few minutes. Let me see your setup. This is where I sort all the rumors I've collected. I also keep them written down in my journal so I don't forget. Smart. I think the best next step would be sorting in the matching snippets on your quest page. Just drag them over. And make sure they're all for the same quest. Otherwise you'll end up confusing the adventurers. Once you're done, select that quill up yours and it'll be written up. Got it? Got it. Thank you for your help, Carolyn. Put it on my tab. That's not how that works. Good night to you too. Alright then, let's assemble this quest. Let's see. Werewolf said a thing. The werewolf is in a place. Werewolf has a how. There we go. Werewolf on detours. Redison Vukakin. Vukakin? Is that really what it's pronounced? Passed by the Wayfarer's Inn reporting a werewolf making their way up to Tregarian from Erove. They pose a potential threat to both helpless sheep and the villagers. Apparently, werewolves love playing fetch. Are you brave enough to take on this quest and save Tregarian from this werewolf mayhem? I've got a wax seal. Neat. There you go, Andu. Was it Andu or Anzu? Wayfarer's Inn, Chapter 2. Prelude to Bravery. The 58th of the Wake. Quest taken. What you got there, Fable? I found this on your notice board. It says a werewolf is terrorizing Tregarian. Is that true? It is indeed. Have you sent anyone after it yet? Maybe that hooded guy from yesterday? Not yet. What kind of hero are you looking for? One who knows their way around difficult terrain, woods even. Preferably one who is good with a bow. One who tells me they want a quest. I'm good with a bow. Yes, Fable. And I know my way around any woods. I know, Fable. And maybe I want the quest? Just maybe? No, not just maybe. Since yesterday, all I've been able to think about is telling me to follow my heart. And then I step into your tavern and the quest practically jumps out at me and I think, hey, there's a start for an adventure. It's near the forest, you know, forests. You live in a forest. And werewolves are basically just normal wolves, but slightly scarier because they are also human. But you've talked to humans before. And you've got silver arrows for your birthday last year. And they're just collecting dust in your room. And I thought I could ask you if anyone had taken it yet. And then I didn't think that far ahead. I see. Or rather, I did, but then I thought, what if I take the quest? Then I have to go on the quest. And then I have to fight a werewolf, or talk to the werewolf, which is way worse. Because what if the werewolf doesn't like me? And what if I try to shoot it with my silver arrow? And miss and shoot the tree instead, and then the tree would be mad at me. It wouldn't really matter because it'd be dead because of the werewolf. Or because I'd be dead because of the werewolf. That took a quick turn. So maybe I should put the quest back? Fable? Yeah? You want me to tell you to take the quest? Maybe. I can't make this decision for you. Neither can I. Whenever I have a difficult decision, it's like I freeze in place. And suddenly I'm unable to move until someone makes the decision for me. Like a slime. A frozen slime. Frozen slime can't move. I've met slimes less anxious than you. You've met slimes? My tavern is open to everyone. Oh, right. What do slimes drink? Water. More slime. Bones. You sell bones? Only the slimes. Ah, maybe you'll be able to add my bones to the menu soon. Just have to pick them up off the forest floor. I think I'd have a hard time convincing a werewolf to give up free bones. Why are you so anxious, Fable? In general? I think answering that would take up more time than we have to spare. About taking the quest, it seems to me that you want to take it, but you're trying to talk yourself out of it instead. Oh, well, I do want to go on that quest. Werewolves may not be the best muses, but would make a good start for a song, right? A prelude of an epic. Fable, the protector of the woods, the worlds, the worms. The worms? They seem like they need protecting. But every time I think about embarking on a quest, and I start to think more deeply about what might happen, all my bones start to shake and I feel dizzy. There must be something making you feel like you might fail. Aside from the bloodthirsty werewolf, you don't know what it's thirsty for. It might prefer orange juice. It might. Well, heroes have a history, right? Great feats they can look back on to prove their bravery. Inspirational adventures that remind them of the light and dark. And the opposite of that, great mistakes and epic regrets. Like the Merritt Morgan incident, or my first encounter with the Amaranthine Hydra, or the reason why nobody wants to spend time with me. Why does no one want to spend time with you? Because I'm unlucky. I'm unlucky, and whenever good things are supposed to happen, I ruin them. No matter how easy things might be, nothing seems easy enough for me. Imagine there's one nail sticking out in the whole kingdom. Everyone would pass by it except for me. I'd get caught on it and rip my coat. Did that happen once? Once? I wish it had been just once. Seems like my whole life I only follow the path that's the most embarrassing. Or dangerous. Or dangerously embarrassing. The curse of ill luck follows me wherever I go, like an adventure companion who secretly wants to kill you. No one wants to hang out with someone who naturally attracts bad things. You're too harsh on yourself, Fable. Am I? See, just last week I wanted to gather fresh flowers. The daffodils are blooming, and they make for a nice bouquet, you know? Or hair accessories. They always calm my anxiety when I have them around. But me being me, I confuse them with their evil twin, the weeping amaryllis. Now guess what I spent the whole day doing afterwards? Weeping? Like a baby, all day long. When I plucked them, they released their spores and I started crying. I suddenly felt all the sadness of the world rush over me. I've never been so heartbroken. I'm sorry. That sounds horrible, Fable. It was. Between the tears and the sobs, I managed to make a tincture out of hogweed. It eased the pain, but the tears wouldn't stop until dawn. I'm so silly sometimes. Alright, what's the Mary Morgan incident? Oh, yes, the Mary Morgan incident. Didn't you hear about that? I think Gaia word didn't get around. It was my very first adventure, the chance to finally escape from the daily grind. What happened? An adventuring party was on their way, passing through the Ashen Grove. Due to the Sylvan spirits, it gets fairly foggy at night. And the fog bears great danger to anyone who isn't acquainted with the spirits who call it home. So they wanted guidance from a local ranger. A merchant up in Targaryen recommended me. I agreed to help, of course. My first adventure, yay! I was so excited, but also very, very nervous. So of course it had to go wrong. I think it was the nerves. Why were you so nervous? New people, seasoned adventurers, one stronger than the next, all in shining armor and armed to the teeth. Wanted to leave a good impression, but my bad luck got in the way. How did it go wrong? I felt their condescending glares on my back as I walked them through the woods. Of course, I didn't know whether they actually glared, but my fear got hold of me and I led them astray. I must have blacked out. I've never gotten lost in the woods before. This time I did. I couldn't see well. There was blood rushing to my ears. I felt dizzy. So for some stupid reason, I led them along a path no one should ever take. Past the river banks of Shivermere, home to the Mary Morgan. You know what? You know the Mary Morgan, right? Yeah? The wrathful spirit that's known to drown men? Not sure if she really differentiates between the genders, though. We're unlocked the Mary Morgan. Oh, it's the Banshee in the Lonesome Lagoon. The river banks of the Shivermere hides the Mary Morgan, wrathful spirit prone to drowning men, women, and everything in between. For some reason, I led them right into her arms. I got scared, and in the end, they had to save me. They fought the creature, and we finally found our way out when dawn broke. The fog ebbed away. I couldn't look at them for the rest of the journey. And I silently bid my farewells when we reached the other side of the Ashen Grove. I was too embarrassed to speak. I'm sure I'm still the laughing stock of every one of their gatherings. Am I ever supposed to set foot in the adventuring world again? To be fair, it could have been worse. Could have led them right into the arms of the wyvern chimera that resides in the Quag Mangrove. You say it has a taste for adventurers. Alright, that's a new one. But you didn't. But I didn't. About your first encounter with the Hydra. Well, just a day after it arrived to guard the portal to the Dream Plane Avalon. I wanted to be polite and neighborly, so I brought it some of my homemade biscuits. I burned them a little in the oven. I thought since it had fire breath, I wouldn't mind. So I approached the Amaranthine Hydra. And I have this whole speech prepared about how I'm looking forward to having it around. And how its green scales match my hair, my hat. It was so tall and intimidating that I forgot all about what I wanted to say. So I just set down the biscuits and smiled awkwardly. I looked at my biscuits, then at me, and it said, "By the rivers of stars stands a man who reads the firmament's past. Some things are as sturdy as gilded ice. Some things as changing as the Leviathan sea. All chimeras hate mice. All hydras love tea." I thought to myself, wow, the Amaranthine Hydra has given me a river. According to the Amaranthine Hydra chimera's hatred for mice is a universal truth. Or maybe it just rhymed with ice, who can say? Neat. Hi, kitty. Hop on up. A quest. Maybe this shall be my first adventure. But I just couldn't figure out the answer, so I left. And I tried to solve the riddle for 3 days. I was too ashamed to step foot in front of it again, lest it know that I was not worthy of its wisdom. But then I couldn't take it anymore. I ran back and apologized and begged it for the answer. Turns out, it's just how it speaks. It wanted tea. Did you get it some? Yes. Then you completed its quest. 3 days late. If it needed an antidote, it would be died. It would be died. It would have died. Would haves are about as useful as an antidote when you haven't been poisoned. They change nothing. Adventures don't come up tied in neat, mistakeless little bows. Your mistakes are part of your story, Fable, no matter how hard you try and shame yourself for them. Just try to do better in the future. That's all you can do. How do I do that? I don't know. You'll figure it out. I hope so. You seem to be very insecure. I think that's the biggest problem here. But how can I not be when everything I touch falls apart? You know that isn't true. My cat's headbutting the mic. I'm sorry if that's coming through as bumps. You're great. You're right. I'm a great gardener. Everything grows around me, but I seem to just get smaller. Except zucchinis. I can't figure out how to grow those. So in a way, I'm like a zucchini. I'm insecure because I don't know what I'm capable of. I have to find that out then. Like, on a quest? For example, don't you think I'm a little underleveled? Kitty. You think that will change by sitting around? I guess not. Someone has to help those people, right? What if I don't and then no one else comes around? What if I'm the only chance they've got? But what if I'm not? What if there's someone better? Best thing you can do is try to help them. So what if another adventurer swings by and they're able to make the situation better? Isn't that a good thing? 4 hands are better than 2, and who knows, you might even end up forming a party. Oh. And besides, if it's a perfect hero they want, they'll be waiting forever. And think about it like that. Maybe I shouldn't decide to give up before I even try. After all, I'm a very fast runner, so if I screw up, I can just run away real quick. That's the spirit. Okay. I, Fable, a great gardener and a future hero, charmer of nymphs, I'm going to embark on this quest to save the villagers. And I shall return victorious. Did I do it right? Yes. Good job. I leave the quest in your capable hands, brave adventurer. Would you like a drink to aid you on your journey? Yes. Do you have something that can make me nimble and quiet so that the werewolf won't see me coming? Something with a lot of dexterity. If I want to fight it, I'm going to need that surprise round advantage. Maybe something that can help me with diplomacy? Ow! Kitty bite me. Perhaps it's just hungry lost lichen after all, and it only needs a pep talk and a hug. Maybe we could even be friends. But we'd need something with a lot of charisma for that. I'll leave the choice up to you. Just make sure you don't pick a random recipe. Please keep it one of the abilities that I asked for. Remember, your choice can influence my fate. It could change the entire outcome of this quest. But of course, I'm sure you're already aware of that. Sorry for my backseat mixing. So she wants... Here's my drink recipes. There's Swift Strike or Spoken Heart. Oh, maybe there's... Sparkling Nebula is kind of weird. Can I... I don't know. I feel like she needs more courage, which seems like more of a Spoken Heart thing. It's not her favorite drink. But I'm hoping it curtails her anxiety and she can get it done. Because I'm sure she's plenty dexterous already, right? This should do it. Thank you. I feel much better. Barming. It sounds like I'm tending to a farm. There are a lot of farmers in Trigarian. And I'm gonna protect them all. Or talk to them until they feel better. I'm sure they could use that too. Just hope I don't have to fight anyone. No, I'll be okay. Because of your help, I'll be able to talk to myself out of any situation. Thank you again. I think this drink gave me the courage that I need to get started. You got this, Fable. I'll try. I have some faith in yourself. Okay, I got this. Much better. Oh, I almost forgot. I was thinking about how much your words helped me yesterday. And how I'd have to thank you properly if I ever did end up taking a quest, so... Brought you some phoenix chilies from my garden. They seem like something you might enjoy. They possess natural magical properties. You plant them in the right soil, they can grow to be fire resistant. And consumption can pass that on to mortals, like us. Exactly. I thought they might go well with your drinks. They will. Thank you, Fable. It's a very thoughtful gift. Since I'm waiting for another shipment of infusions in a few days, I'll take a look at them all together later. Oh, of course. I'm glad you like them. Maybe I'll order a drink with some next time. But first I have to complete my quest. I'll see you post-victory. I hope Fable will be alright. I wonder what path their fate took. Maybe a zesty one. Hope I was able to help. You again. Me again. And who are you? Someone who wants a drink. What kind? Drink. Yes, I get it. Did you try to be a little more specific? The spoken heart one tasted fine. Thank you. Doop doop doo. Please? There we go. Don't know what happened there. Spoken Heart just for you. Maybe it'll help you find more words. Good attempt. Perfectly drinkable. Might come back for more. Might not. Thank you. Enjoy. Charming. Careful, you'll step on my cape. Oh, shush. Greetings, travelers. How may I help you? Ugh, not another one of these empty babblers. Would you prefer a different line? Let's see. Hail and well-met adventurers, would you like to try me drinks? No, that feels wrong somehow. Could you try the one where you serve the drinks quietly? Fresh out of that one, sorry. Thought so. Planning to try and peer into my backstory. Probably. I'm warning you. I'm very good at ignoring non-essential NPCs. Why are you ignoring me? Not ye, the innkeep. The innkeep is ignoring me? Not in the slightest. Don't worry too much about him, he's a tad quirky. I see. That thing on your shoulder, is it quirky too? What thing? Ah! My cape! Your cape? It's not his cape. Green fella on your shoulder is a news, or what's left of it. And the rest of it is on you. Aye, pretty tough to clean off. May I ask how that happened? You just did. Maybe I can offer you two a drink in exchange for your stories and your names. Yes, I love stories. Well then, may I have your name? No, but I shall tell it to you. I'm Sir Alphonse Louis Frederic Duquette Dusong. It's long for Kyle. Kyle? Kyle. Oh, Kyle, what kind of drink can I offer you? Blood. Or if you're out, I would also settle for something that tastes like blood. Or looks like it. Red is my favorite color. I'll look for something with red in it. Alright, what am I making? I'm making a Southern Brawler, apparently. Some almost blood for you, sir. Oh, thank you. Very kindly. That looks delicious. Also tastes delicious. Very alive. Maybe as a chaser, you could let me have a bite? No. Oh, okay. And whom may I offer the second drink? Rhea Fosgrip. Nice to meet. Yeah. Skip. Just serve me something strong, something that makes you feel durable, tough like a mountain, or the caves of Ur. One of those frosted lagoons looks close enough. Coming right up. Boop. A little bit of strength. Looks like charisma goes in everything. Or it feels like it does. That looks nice. A taste of just for you, valued customer number 2. Oh, are you hitting the placeholder text? Let me try. I see you are many things, but not a liar. Tastes like a pile of rocks, just like how I like it. So, Rhea, Kyle, what about the ooze-filled story? Fine, I guess you've earned it. Alright, picture me deep in the mountains of Dolvamir, with my trusty axe and a good drink by my side. There I was minding me own business, digging for the good stuff, you know. Hit a gold vein earlier and deemed myself the luckiest dwarf of all time. Had a real big pile of gold. And suddenly a big ooze comes along and slurp. Gone it was. This is a very boring story. Perhaps we can go to looking for my cape now. It's nearly sunrise. And? The sun kills ye? Oh, right. Did the ooze also eat the cape? Lost and found. Perky Vampire's looking for his cape. He seems a bit confused, wanting to go for a stroll in the sun. Yes. No. Oh. Anyways, I wouldn't call myself the best warrior, but that ooze slurped me gold. I had to do something. So I took me shovel and dug and hit until there was nothing left of the ooze anymore. Well, almost nothing. So did you dig out all your gold? Silly food, she dug out me. And guess what he was clinging on to? The gold? Oh yes, a big gold nugget. Should be enough for me to get to Baruvia. And perhaps you can get me a dandy new cape. I don't think so, Sunshine. We had a deal. Ah, we did? Please allow me to question, what was the deal again? I get you to Baruvia, and so you can participate in your fancy vampire banquet, and in return, I get the gold. But what about my cape? I've learned things about, Rhea. She's a high-headed dwarf and pretty rough around the edges. She's not a fan of meaningless copy-paste NPC talk, whatever any of that means. And it seems to have caught herself a lost vampire while digging for gold. Unfortunately, or so she claims, she's now stuck with him. Where'd you last see your cape? Don't even bother. It's a lost cause. I looked everywhere on the way here. Fought cursed chests, many-eyed monstrosities, undead goons. And I started to wonder, where in life did this man put his cape? Where everyone puts their cape. Do you know where I put me capes? Where? In a wardrobe. Oh. So you can wear it inside wardrobe land? What? No. Cal, maybe we could find someone to retrieve your cape for you. We could? Phenomenal. I could put out a quest for you, but for that we need a little more information. Good luck with that. First, I need to know where you last saw your cape. I was getting ready to go to the annual banquet hall hosted by Lord Strut in Baruvia. While getting dressed, I realized I couldn't find my cape. My first thought, of course I cannot find it. The cape of invisibility is playing tricks on me. It's quite moody sometimes. Which is truly unfortunate when you want to wear it for an important event. We all know how important a fancy cape is for flaunting your vampire status. Of course. Then what was the last vampire event ye wore your cape to? My wedding. Your wedding? When I married my sweet Evelyn, I simply had to wear my most treasured cape to show how important she was to me. Evelyn, the vampire Countess Evelyn, residing in Marrow Castle. That would be her. Congratulations, are you still married? Vampire last saw his cape on his wedding day. Oh, of course not. I hate her. Every inch of my body, or her body. Turns out she just wanted... Spit it out, leech. Oh. What? My cape! Ah, rats, here we go again. My sweet Evelyn stole my cape. What now? A little, vicious, beautiful beast. Her. That thief of thieves robbed me of my most precious possession. Wouldn't that be your heart? No, I had that taken out centuries ago. But my cape, I could never live without that. Oh, sweet, sweet Evelyn. How could you do this to me? I trusted her with all I had. That's rough, Betty. Perhaps, innkeeper. That's your name, right? Sure. Do you think that's there's a courageous adventurer out there brave enough to retrieve my precious cape for me? I'm afraid my sweetest Evelyn will kill me on sight if I ever set foot in her villa again. Yeah, I think we'd find such an adventure. We're setting up the search right now. So, where could a brave adventurer find Marrow Castle? Deep past the abyss of dread, at the foot of a mountain range that looks like a witch's bosom, towers the mansion of my dear Evelyn, Queen of Darkness, Temptress of Men, Flamenco champion of 1467. The right hero should be able to outsmart her and escape with their life. Be wary, she bites. And she might be invisible now. Alright, I think I got everything I need. I'll write up a quest for you. I'm sure you'll have your quest back in no time. Your cape back. I hope so. That reminds me. Not another cursed monologue. And keep quickly, another drink. I don't think I can make another tale of woe without some artificial stamina. I need another lagoon. I'll see what I can do. Another lagoon, you say? Oh, do. Ding. Some liquid stamina for a valued guest. Let me try. You got it right again. I might even last till the dayfall with this. God, would you like another drink as well? No. I cannot drink now that I'm consumed with my thoughts of my love's betrayal. Oh, it ails me so. Everything ails you. The whole way here you were complaining about having to walk. My bat form doesn't work like it used to. I'm out of practice and slime weighs heavily on my shoulders. And my back is all itchy. Here, but it is sleep time. Night night. Good night, Julia. Thanks for stopping by. By the dragons, could it be because you have insisted on sunbathing? Oh, all right. Innkeeper, you have a drink to protect me from the sun? Chance something that would might moisturize my delicate skin. Afraid not. Oh. It reminds me, my Aunt Matilda used to harness the power of chimera saliva for sun protection. A chimera. Ooh. Huh. One thing that stands a chance against the grueling curse of the sun is apparently chimera saliva. A beast made out of several animals. Got 3 heads in all, made by the dragons to guard Gaia. Likes to eat people for breakfast. I'm aware, I just didn't know its saliva could be so useful. Ah. If only I hadn't eaten a delectable bear chimera in the Scarlet Caves, I could have simply asked for a sample of its saliva. Sure that would have gone over well. Actually, I might know where to find one. Really? Well, you get it for me then. No. Oh. What are you looking at me for like that? Miss Frostgrape, dearest Rhea, perhaps we can alter our deal. Oh, nay. Forget it. I ain't going. Nothing on me but a shovel of ooze goop. I'm no match for such a beast. No problem. I can make it another quest for my trusted board. And when will it be done? Tell me, when can I walk among the mortals in the glistening sunlight once more? A peculiar visitor looking everywhere for his beloved cape. However, it seems he has definitely lost more than just that. Perhaps also a few of his memories and his marbles. He once married to Lady Evelyn, a vampire countess residing in Marrow Castle, and enjoys sunbathing. Maybe a tad bit too much. As soon as a fearless adventurer picks it up and succeeds. Especially that part. Splendid. Did you hear that? A quest just for me. Let's leave it at 2. Say, innkeep, while we wait for someone to do his work for him, do you perhaps have a room for 2? Perhaps possibly a room without sunlight? One wants Snow White to go up in flames over here. Sure thing, I got a couple of barred up rooms. You can stay there. How much? You can pay when you leave. Grand. Seems like they gave you more personality than usual. Keep it up. Maybe you'll be a real person one day. Thank you. Enjoy your stay. You too, tasty creature. I can make a couple new quests. Let's see. Let's do the what is it? Chimera. Yeah. Here's the what? I mean, it doesn't feel right. Like I'm missing some details here. Deep in the quag mangrove resides a wyvern chimera. Its scales and claws are valuable treasure to any alchemist, its saliva even more so. As it happens, a certain vampire may be able to use that rare saliva to produce sunscreen so effective that you could walk in broad daylight. Is there any adventurer, or mouse, brave enough to confront the beast, the chimera, not the vampire, and bring back a bucket of saliva? Let's see. Quirky vampire is looking for his cape. He seems a bit confused. Wanted to go for a stroll in the sun. Last the vampire saw it was on his wedding day. At the foot of the Witch's Wrath Peak resides Countess Evelyn, vampire vampiric temptress of men. Does it matter what order I put these in? Like, I like to open up with the what you're doing. At the foot of the Witch's Wrath Peaks resides Countess Evelyn. On a mild summer morning, a senile vampire came to look for his cape of invisibility at the Wayfarer's Inn. After steady questioning, the innkeeper uncovered that he lost his cape at a wedding with his ex-wife, Countess Evelyn, stole it from him. She resides at the foot of the Witch's Wrath Peak. Venturing to the peak and dare to retrieve his lost cape, but be aware she may be invisible. What do you think, kitty? Oh, you want breakfast too, don't you? Act 1. New friends and former enemies. My shipment of infusions finally arrived this morning. I now have access to fake crystals and frozen pine cones. Together with the Fables Phoenix chilies, I have 3 infusions now. I'll unpack them later when I have some time. I have a feeling they'll be of use soon. diplomacy is key. Got an achievement. So, Innkeep, a drink for me and this lanky pal. It's good to see you too, Carolyn. She meant to say please. Welcome back, Fable. You look alive. Thank you, I am. That seems like a given. I'm just happy to see them doing well. And with a friend. We ain't friends. We're not. So you two didn't form a party? No. Hello, Pop, how are you? I'm doing good, Alarmism. Am I pronouncing that right? Alarmism? Oh. And what's the drink about? They may be very annoying, but they did just help me solve a family feud for 10 years. So I do owe them some of your dishwater at the very least. Just alarm is fine. Okay. There's just so many more letters after alarm. Family feud? I wouldn't call it a feud. More of a miscommunication. No, it was a feud. I feel like a feud implies a certain level of hostility. I was gonna kill him. I thought that was a joke. It wasn't. Oh. But no one died? It's been hellish days. I've been missing your stream. Well, I'm glad you're back. We just started dipping into something a little cozy. This is Tavern Talk. I heard it's the unofficial sequel to Coffee Talk, and I heard good things about that. No, Elfie here was able to prevent that. It's Fable. Whatever. This perchance have to do with your quest? It does! I stopped her from killing the werewolf. Elaborate, please. I was gonna kill the werewolf, then they stopped me from killing the werewolf. What's not to get? A lot. I think they are confused because the quest was to save the villagers from a werewolf. And now it sounds like I saved the werewolf from you. Which I did. Kind of. I also remember you saying you didn't want the quest, Carolyn. I didn't. Was there by chance. They were both stealing sheep. Was not. Sure was. Adventuring don't pay what it used to. So you steal other people's sheep? Mind your own business. How did any of this lead to a successful quest? Well, where do I start? How about at the beginning? Right. I was born on a half-crescent dreaming moon of the quest fable. Right. The quest. Traveling there was no trouble. I know enough shortcuts to travel through the Ashen Grove swiftly. I reached the borders of Tregarian right around dusk. The Ashen Grove thins out around there, and you can catch a glimpse of the wide fields and vineyards, as well as see one farm after the other. An idyllic sight, at least before sunset. Do you have trouble in the dark? Emotionally? Visually? You got in an accident on your motorbike 2 days ago. Left your internal ribs hurting like hell. Your neck stings and your left hip too. Just rub some dirt and get over it. No medical attention. Whew. That's rough. My wife was in a car accident very recently too. Someone rear-ended her really hard. And it's been rough. She's doing okay, but it seems like a motorbike would be a lot worse. Is she okay? Yeah, she's alright. Her car was totaled though. And so we've been going through all sorts of like trying to find a new one, arguing with insurance company. It's been a pain. My dad was a biker, and he's been in several accidents. I hope yours isn't too bad. My dad's My dad walks with a shamble, and he's missing a fair amount of skin in a lot of places. And so I hope you're okay. Depending on how your accident went, it can be awful. I'm more worried about you. Let's see, back. Night bothers her a little. I mean, I reckon I can still see more than a human could, but darkness is darkness, and I am no owl. Motorbike is not easy to spot. They always get in the blind spot. Yeah. So did somebody try to merge into you? No, you don't have to. My lover is... Oh, she's fine. I married my wife because she's incredibly tough. She looks kind of like Carolyn here on the right. And I'm a dainty little marshmallow hobbit. So, you know, you could hit her with a few cars and she'd be fine. I mean, I reckon it could see more than a human could in the darkness, but darkness is darkness. Thank God. You're already weird enough. Imagine what you'd do if you could turn your head all the way around. Who says I can't? Just kidding. Anyway, luckily darkness doesn't affect my hearing. Not the normal kind. Damn Lady of Steel, right? What? Nothing. Okay. I heard a creaking fence and footsteps that were failing to keeping quiet. Your ears are failing at being small. So I snuck closer and saw a werewolf-esque shape picking up the tiny sheep. I was petting it. Well, I thought she was going to eat it, so I summoned up my courage and I stepped out of the shadows and I said, "Good evening, werewolf. Please put down the sheep." And expect them to be entirely in the right mind, of course. But I wanted to be polite. And I thought it might confuse her, and maybe that would help calm her down. It confused me, alright. Who the heck sees a werewolf and the first thing they do is greet them? A polite person. Or an insane one. It worked, didn't it? Because I ain't no werewolf. He wasn't that different. But I'm skipping ahead. To my surprise, instead of a growl, the werewolf, or not werewolf, responded with a, "What?" So the confusion plan had worked, but I hadn't really expected that response. So I said again, "Please put down the sheep." And she asked, "Why?" And I said, "Well, because stealing sheep isn't very nice." And she asked who I was. No, I asked, "Who are you? A guard?" I was about to introduce myself when I heard this blood-curdling howl. It sounded like someone had ripped a hole in the fabric of reality and then pierced it with a horrid yell. Please, it was barely dark. Barely a bark. And it made my blood freeze in my veins. I heard panting and heavy footsteps. I barely dared to turn around. You turned around immediately. And when I did, I stared into the twisted face of a werewolf. Yellow, gleaming eyes. Gleaming with jaundice. Sharp teeth, giant claws. He looked like he wanted to eat me right up. He did. Before I could beg for mercy, suddenly something rushed past me and lunged at the werewolf. When I regained my composure, Carolyn and the werewolf were on the ground, fighting tooth and nail. And the sheep you were holding? Obviously, I set it down at that point. Good. So you went to Fable's aid. No, that ain't it. I noticed the wolf's red flannel rags. They were blue, checkered, and had an uneven print. Just like the kind of stuff Uncle Dragon likes to wear. That old epitaph? Epithet? I don't know. Swear word. Hey, why can't I say that? Arf! What the... Youth protection. The age rating system is quite harsh. Ah. Anyway, it was dressed like Uncle Dragon. Smelled like Uncle Dragon. Fought like him, too. I was joking when I brought it up before, you know? Haven't seen the old man in years. Was coping about it by joking. It's the only way I can talk about him these days. Because of the feud? Yes. He used to be my favorite uncle, but then he changed. Became irritable and angry, distant. Fought a lot with Uncle Fedor. Censored, right? Cared more about the moon than he did his own family. Eventually, he just left. Ran away without words. Left us and Uncle Fedor behind. Worried and senseless. Worried senseless. Until we found a leather stand not to look for him, and all their savings missing. Swore I was gonna kill him if I ever saw him again. Always thought he couldn't face his problems. Turns out his solution was to get those problems as far away from everyone as possible. Idiot. Did you talk it out with your fists? I tried, but Elfie stopped me. I'm glad they did. How'd you figure that out? Well, she was yelling at him. I didn't understand half of it, but I could tell she was angry and hurt. Tried to get their attention by telling them to stop, but they wouldn't listen, so... shot an arrow right next to both their heads. My aim was a little shaky, so I did end up grazing Mr. Dragon's ear. But I got him to stop long enough to start listening to me. I threatened them that if they didn't stop to talk, I would shoot them both. Would have never done that, of course. But they must have believed me because they actually stopped to listen. Looked mighty scary there, pal. Thank you. I sat them down and did my best to be an insurmountable obstacle between them. If they wanted to fight, they would have to go through me. Sounds rather dangerous. 'Twas. Wouldn't have stopped for them. What? You're the size of a stick. You think you could stop two angry wolves? Oh, well, anyway. I used the opportunity to figure out what was going on. And that's how I found out about Mr. Dragon and Carolyn and the miscommunication. Feud. The feud, sure. Turns out that after Mr. Dragon was turned, he was too ashamed to admit it. But he couldn't stop the changes and ended up hurting all the people he cared about. It's no excuse, of course. No, it ain't. We'd have known we'd have helped him the best we could. At the very least, we would have built a sturdy shed with scratch-proof walls for full moons. He didn't think that would have happened, though. So he decided to fix the problem by leaving, deal with it alone, and so on. But that only made it worse. Of course, he was too embarrassed to come back, so he just focused on the whole werewolf thing and not any human things, or Vukakin things, so to speak. Trying to find a cure, trying to avoid the moon, trying to find a place to sleep, stealing sheep. That's something they have in common. The sheep? No, the stubbornness and the unwillingness to ask for help. But the sheep too. But they had to talk about it. That silent resentment wasn't good for either of them. And you got them to do that? Little stick is oddly persuasive. Had us talking about it before I realized I didn't want to. Or maybe because you did want to. Maybe. How did it go? Fine. We'll take some time to accept this apology. We'll have to see him change first and apologize to Uncle Fedor and the rest. But it was good to see him again. Guess a hug did feel better than a greatsword through his gut. Wonderful. Of course, there's still the problem with the whole werewolf thing. Idiot got obsessed with a cure. He still can barely control himself. We helped him realize that even a cure couldn't change what he'd done. That he has to accept that he's different now and learn how to live again. course, it won't be easy. No change ever is. I learned that from you. But we have a group of werewolves living near our settlement. A small community that enjoys the company of warm trees. We play charades with them a lot, and they taught me about the phases of the 7 moons and the secrets of the moon signs. Sounds like a bunch of brrr. It's real. You're a crescent moose. We introduced Mr. Dragon to them, and they promised they would take him in and help him with his lycanthropy. That sounds great. It is. It's a happy ending. I wouldn't call it an ending, rather the beginning of something new. So the end of one adventure is just the beginning of another one? Exactly. I like that. So after your heroic therapy session, you two decided to grab a drink together. Got offered to spend the day at the settlement. But they don't serve anything strong enough for my taste. Plus, Elfie was dying to get back here. Was talking about how they need to update you on everything non-stop. I think they live here or something. Had to report back about the quest. I'm glad you did. He also started crafting something with the werewolves. Ah! Said something about it being for you, Innkeep. Oh, really? Yeah. It's not finished yet, but I'll let you know, I promise. Wasn't that hard, was it? Oh, well. So, a drink? What can I offer you, Carolyn? Surprise me with something that fits my brawn. By that, I mean, make me the usual. Strength never gets old. Alright, let's get CRUNK. A little bit of blue, please. Surprise! Not bad. You should do this professionally. I'll think about it. Fable, what about you? You have something that'll calm me down? Might even bring some of my agility back? Like a swift strike back to my senses? I had a stressful day, night, morning, sequence of events. So far, I think the Frosted Lagoon drink looks the best. Boop. Here you go. Thank you. Wow, this is perfect. You look tired. Have you considered sleep? They do look like they're gonna pass out any second. So do you. Maybe sleep is a good idea. Carolyn, do you have a place to sleep? I can sleep anywhere. It's a talent. It's depressing. I have a room available. You can stay there. Sounds good. How much? I'll count as payment for your help with the quest. Fine. Later, Elfie. See you later. Are you heading home, Fable? Yeah. Been gone for a whole day. Need to get back and make sure everything is still growing correctly. Maybe take a nap first. Hey who? Hey, precious queen. How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a little bit. Yeah, that too. Did you enjoy your first quest? I did. It was scary and different from what I expected. And I didn't know I was so good at pretending to be charming. Have you considered that you weren't pretending? You did well, Fable. Thank you. Hope that wasn't my only adventure. I think this is just the beginning. That would be nice. You're doing great. That's good to hear. Do you think I'm going to save the world one day? It's a very tall order. Ah, you're right. I'm not cut out for that. I didn't say that. I would just prefer it if the world didn't end. Right? But if it does, you're the first person I'd ask for help. Maybe you should ask Carolyn first, but I'd be happy to be second. We'll see. Let's hope we won't. I like this world. You have a point. We shouldn't hope for such a calamity. Even if it would make for a good song. Or a sad one. Or both. Yeah, head home now. Do that. I'll stock up on quests for you. I can't wait. See you soon. See you soon. Ellipses. Good evening to you too. This quest, it wasn't here yesterday. That is correct. It seems dangerous. It is. And mysterious. Sure. Like me. You could be a little less mysterious by telling me your name. Zephyr. Did the wind carry you in? No. My legs. Want that quest. Well, you can have it. Not just literally, physically, emotionally. Emotionally? I want to take on that quest. Go to the castle, get the cape. I mean, yes. Well, no one has gone out to the castle yet, so if someone would like to go, they would be welcome to. So you know of the castle? Yes? Seems strange. It is. A vampire lives there. I heard rumors, whisperings, of a strange fiendish woman residing there. What a coincidence, me too. Has she ever frequented your tavern? No, not recently. But she has. Once, I had a vampire mixer. Interesting. So she was only here at night. Yes? Would you say she was unnaturally pale? No. She had a lot of makeup on. But below that mask. Sure, yeah. Guess she looked pretty dead below that. What kind of drink did she order? Blood? Interest. You sell blood? Of course. Whose blood? Did you hear about the wolves avoiding the castle? Really? All of them? Yeah. She has a lot of werewolf traps set up, but all animals seem to steer clear of Marrow Castle. They say its doors are always locked, so nothing can go inside or leave. And anything that tries to merges into her land in one way or another. As a grave, a pile of decorative bones, dirt, feeding the rotted flowers. They say death clings to her doorstep like an everlasting melody. Sounds like a strange place. Like a tomb for something still alive. Or for a goth. Goth or vampire, she seems to be a thief. It appears so. Do you not sympathize with that? Thievery is an honorable skill, but it must be performed in secret, or you're not worth the coins you pocket. Also, stealing a man's cape is just plain rude. I suppose. Only thing worse than stealing a man's hat. Not if it's cursed. Especially then. Point is, if you can't defend yourself from having your trophies reclaimed, you must live with the consequences. Consequences of being you? Exactly. Definitely sounds like you know what you're doing. Of course I do. I am one with the shadows and the wind, gone before they even notice I'm there. So you could easily swipe something else along with a cape, right? Certainly. Gold, gemstones, other treasures. Whatever pays the bills. What about some interior decorations? Like what, for example? Just something to pretty up my tavern a little bit. Maybe something useful that also doubles as decoration. Like a chair. Stealing a whole chair seems a little too ambitious for your first quest with me. Prefer something smaller, like a trinket. The walls are a bit empty. Wait, you're being serious? Absolutely. A memento that once belonged to an eccentric vampire sounds like a wonderful addition to the tavern. I'll see what I can do. You won't be disappointed. Well then, I trust you to deliver yourself to her doorstep and the cape back to me, along with a neat little addition to my interior design. Sounds like I'll need a few stamps. Would you like some? No, too traceable. How about a drink then? I could do with one of those. Harder drinks inspire transformations of great magnitude. Allow you to dip in parts of yourself that weren't previously awareness. Raise yourself up from the shadows. Say, what do you trade them for? Huh? How about a joke? A joke? I don't do jokes. Then I don't do drinks, I'm afraid. How do explorers hide their treasure? How? By dragging them to a safe location. Alright, I feel bad for you. You may have one of my renowned drinks. And some of my renowned infusions. In fact, I just got a fresh shipment today. I was finally able to unpack them. Infusions? Intriguing. What vile magic do you have to offer? For your purposes, I think you would benefit from either some fate crystals or frozen pine cone. What are infusions? There we go. Frozen pine cones give you frost armor. Fate crystals give you invisibility. Yeah, so fate crystals it is. The frozen pine cones have absorbed some of nature's icy properties. They can help you form a magical frost barrier that will hurt those trying to harm you. The fate crystals hail straight from Avalon, allegedly. If consumed, they'll turn you invisible. Eventually, and for a bit. The duration is a bit unpredictable. Also got some Phoenix chilies, but I don't think you would have use for your situation. Interesting. So, what dark depths of yourself are you looking to explore? I fear that Lady Evelyn may be of the undead nature. So, I must be strong and vigorous if I want my stake in her heart before her fangs near my neck. That does sound appealing. Strength I can do. And some frost armor would help with the fangs. Or perhaps, a smarter route would be to invade her wrath entirely. To out-stealth her and steal the cape from right under her pale nose. So that she may lie in the shame of having lost against me. I think such an approach would require a certain amount of dexterity. And then some invisibility could help with staying unseen should my speed and agility not be enough. Help me with the decision, Innkeep. Your wisdom is no joke, is it? Now that I have access to infusions, I have to be careful about how they interact with the other ingredients. They might alter the drink in the way where I have to use different ingredients than usual. Should make sure to keep an eye on the coaster shape so that I mix the correct recipe. Maybe I should even try adding the infusion first and adjusting the drink from there. Let's give it a try. Alright, I see a mortar. Ah, there we go. Crystals. Did I do it? Oh, oop, I messed it up. There we go. So, sorry. Crystal first. I don't need that. There we go. I mean, it feels bad to send a drink that's like only half full. Here you go, a drink that all vampires fear. Garlic breath. Not quite, but that's a good name. May I steal it? You don't ask for permission before you steal something, innkeep. It's no longer a clever ruse, but a mere trade. I see. Did you hear about my new drink, the garlic breath? Ha. Good one. It tastes like, not garlic, but just as fearsome to a vampire. You don't find garlic scary? No, only the absence of it. That makes two of us. Hopefully this will help me evade her. I'm not prepared for a fight, but I won't need one if my footsteps are swift and quiet as the wind. And if she can't see me, goodbye, innkeep. I would say, pray the sun will carry me back to you. But my hopes do not lie within the realm keepers. I shall be damned if they control my fate. The voice is killing me, but I'm gonna keep it up. Expect to see me again after the next sunfall. If you do not, speak of vengeance. Vengeance makes for an early grave. Or for a good story. Farewell. Zephyr is a difficult character, to say the least. They're so caught up in their own fantasies of an edgy rogue that they seem to be stuck talking or brooding like one too. He likes all the things dangerous and mysterious, or at least he pretends he does. Farewell. Later, Batman. Or for a bitter end. I'm taking this quest and a drink. Great. Did you sleep well? What? Sleep. How was it? Ah, fine. Too long. Didn't sleep that much in ages. Sounds like you needed it. No, your beds are just too comfortable. It's hard to get up. Of course, my apologies. I'll make sure to take your feedback into consideration. Would you like a drink as compensation? I think I already said that. Make me something strong that will wake me up. And keep me up too. Alright, so hang on. I think she's grabbing the the chimera thing. What was... let's see. Scales and claws. Oh, it's weak against mice. I don't really have that deal. I don't have any mice infusions here. But strong drink. Let's see. I don't think this werewolf enjoys a lot of, or not werewolf, Vukakin doesn't appreciate a lot of variety. Something strong coming right up. That is strong. Just the right amount of too much. Maybe I should call this drink the Carolyn? No, you shouldn't. Anyway, the quest. Yeah, the quest. I'm taking it. So you said. I see it's my turn to make conversation. I miss Fable. Is it a bit too soon for another quest? You just returned. It's been hours since I've done anything but sleep, chat, and drink. I'm getting antsy. I sit still for too long, it feels like my bones are disintegrating and I forget who I am. That's called boredom. It's torture. That too. Well, boring is not what I would call this quest in the slightest. Stealing from a chimera for a vampire sunscreen couldn't get more reckless than that. It could by taking Elfie along. Fair point. Please don't. I won't. So the saliva's for a vampire. Vampire sunscreen. Can a vampire get a chimera to get their chimera goo themselves? It's wyvern chimera. Vampires and fire don't mix well. Oh, shit. Also, if everyone just did their own quests, the quest economy would be in shambles. It's a fire-breathing chimera? No, I thought the Hydra was the fire-breathing one. Huh. I don't know. Carolyn might die. Suppose that'd be terrible for your business. Indeed. Does it bother you that it's for a vampire? No. Does it make you nervous? No. You didn't mention you'd like fangs. Did I mention that I have a great sword 3 times the size of your head? I'm sure the vampire would find that impressive. Have you ever encountered a chimera before? No. Not a real one. Got me thinking. Ain't it kind of blasphemous to steal from that draconic guardian? Depends. Are you religious? Guess not. Then no. Would it be if I was? Don't think so. Chimeras steal riches all the time. And they were created by the guardians to be guardians by the protectors of the realms. So stealing something to protect someone else seems to be in line with the doctrine. Huh, good thing you ain't a priest. You'd do a piss poor job. Thank you. Is it blasphemy that you're most worried about? I ain't worried. Okay. Nervous? Ain't that either. And what is it? Excitement, I suppose. Excitement? Don't laugh. I'm not laughing. I'm asking. Ah. Yes, excitement. I've never encountered a guardian before. And I've sort of always wanted to. Why haven't you? Ain't exactly easy to find one, or to survive one. Seems like a great opportunity for you then. It is. What's it about guardians? It's less about the guardian and more about who created it. Maybe even a little about the chimera. It's got a dragon head, right? Yes. Modeled after its creator, I would guess. So let me rephrase that. What is it about dragons and chimeras with dragon heads? They're cool. Uh-huh. Also, when I was little, my Baba used to tell me bedtime stories about dragons every night. She was a great adventurer and encountered many of their creations on her journeys. I'm not sure if it's true, but she always claimed she met each of the realm keepers themselves. Had little keepsakes from them and all. My sword's one of those, passed on before she... passed? Left. One day she was just gone. I think she wanted to spend her last moments somewhere else. Like to think she visited one of her dragons one last time. Carolyn's great sword once belonged to her grandmother. Allegedly, it's a gift from the dragons. Impressive, if true. Your family has a leaving problem. At least she left our savings alone. That sword and her stories are all I have left of her. Going on this quest almost feels like I'm stepping into a memory of hers. Did she ever tell you about a wyvern chimera? No. It was the only kind she never encountered. Had quarrels with the feline ones. Different varieties of scales, even a cow one, I think. I never found a wyvern one in all her years. It would have been nice to be able to tell her the story when I returned. If I return. I'm sure you will. You can tell the story to me. I don't know if I make for a good Baba, but I do enjoy a good tale. Think about it. I'll think about it. You already got me talking too much. This is you talking too much? So you like dragons? I do. They're fascinating creatures, very interesting, very magical. They are fascinating and magical. I used to pretend I was one when I was little. Really wanted their magic and their wings. You can just ask them for their magic, not sure about their wings. I ain't a priest either. Besides, I'm a warrior. I don't know all that magic. Why not? I like my sword and my muscles. They're a good combo. I don't need to rely on anyone, not even dragons. A little help never hurt anybody. A little self-reliance don't either. If you say so. Does that mean you don't want a drink to pep you up, Carolyn? Didn't say that. I see. That doesn't count as help? Prepayment for me taking your quest. Sure. You'll be happy to hear that I have some incredible infusions to offer that could greatly help with your quest. Nah, sounds unnecessarily complicated. Let's keep it simple. Alright, what can I get you then? I reckon a bit of a boost for this body can't hurt. I hear they're quick and toothy, so I'll need to be hardy for its bite. Some defense might come in handy. Or something for the brain. Baba talked quite a lot how much they enjoy a good ruse. Maybe I can outsmart it with the right play. But I'd need some intelligence for that. Wouldn't want to risk it all on a bad idea. Are you sure you don't want any infusions? Just a little bit of Phoenix chili would make you fire resistant. That could be very useful in a fight. Dragons. You're stubborn. Sure, I'll try one. On the topic of trickery, no, one is enough. Either you mix defense with your weird chilies, or you go heavy on intelligence. I don't need any more of your fancy tricks. I don't care which one you pick. It's your job. Figure it out. Oof. Okay. So, defense infused with chilies. I think that's what I'm going for. She seems the straightforward type, you know? Like, I don't want to mess with her groove. She knows what she's good at. Frosted Lagoon. Figured it out. Thanks. Feeling tougher already. Been dangerously close to catching fire myself. I think I could almost take on a dragon like this. Let's stay grounded. How urgent is the sunscreen? Pretty urgent. The sun tends to not take a break, even for vampires. Maybe you should sunbathe less then. That might solve his problems. Might. But when has an easy solution ever been fun? Good point. I'll see what I can do. Maybe they got some mice in that mangrove. Good luck. Won't be needing it. I'll be waiting to hear of your exploits when you return. Hey, we're done. Yelp, yelp, yelp. Chapter 4, Starlight Sonata. The 60th of Wake. Alright, let's save here. I'm gonna have to quit, get the kids to school. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you all enjoyed story time. Not a lot of downtime in this game, and I'm kind of liking it. It's a little fun. Curious to see how my decisions really shape the story. Alright, thank you so much. Have a good day, everybody.